Look how my mind plays.
Little bit of fame, little bit of hate, little bit of change. Watch the craze, keep it sane, don't fade away.
Look how my mind plays. Little bit of fame, little bit of hate, little bit of change. Watch the craze, keep it sane, don't fade away.
Look how my mind plays.
Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today's video is, I don't know, I don't freaking know, buddy. It's kind of complicated now. I actually have a topic to talk about. This is actually kind of why I'm uploading this video, because I want to talk about it, kind of thing. I want to like actually try and explain it myself, and see if anybody understands it. I want to explain it myself and see if anyone does understand it. So leave a comment if you actually do understand properly understand what I'm gonna like pretty much talk about now. The first thing I'm going to talk about is dimensions. And then after I talked about dimensions, I am going to talk about another kind of thing, which is colour. Now, the way people see colour, different perspectives people have of colour and things like that. So the dimensions thing, I just got messaged on Skype. Give me a sec. Oh, it's Harry. Hello, Harry. So yeah, dimensions. Now, dimensions, they're kind of freaking complicated, honestly, but at the same time they're not. Now, I'm going to start with one dimension, so 1D. One dimension is pretty much like nothing. So if you think about it, 2 dimensions, which is 2D, is a shape that can have height, but it has no width. So a rectangle on a piece of paper, for example, is 2D kind of thing, or printed or on a screen is 2D because it has no width but it has height. So that's kind of how you explain 2D, but 1D has no height and it has no width, so that means that it is a shape with no height and no width whatsoever, which is really freaking confusing, because that would mean that it has to be only a particle. Did I say pixel before? I think I might have, but I meant particle. So it has to only be a particle wide and a particle high, which means that it's pretty much impossible, because a particle wide and a particle high would be invisible, so the 1D object pretty much cannot exist, kind of thing. So that's not like a possible kind of thing. Now, on the opposite side is 4D. Now, we live in 3D. Some people might not have known that, but it's 4D. Now, 4D is not, like, we don't exactly know what 4D is, but some people think that it could be time. Now, if it was time, then they'd be able to see into the future and like see into the past. So they'd be able to go in the future and go in the past, kind of thing, because they can physically sort of see time, which would also mean that they'd be able to time travel. Now, time traveling, if it does exist, or if it did exist, then you'd be able to go into the past, and if you went into the past, then technically you'd you'd make it so time travel existed in the past, because you're in the past with, well, whilst being able to time travel back, kind of thing. So then the further back you go in the past would mean the earlier that time travel was invented, kind of thing, and it'd get complicated from there. So apart from them things, we live in 3D. Now, whatever dimension you live in, you see in a dimension less. So because we live in, I'll take that. Because we live in a 3-dimensional kind of place, we see in 2D. Now, I know you might be thinking like, oh no I don't. You freaking idiot. You freaking idiot. But we actually do. That was a weird voice, wasn't it? We actually do. We see in 2D, which means that everything is actually flat. It's like, so light comes from, I don't know, say light came from a bulb, and it reflects from your eyes back onto the object that you're looking at, which is actually how you kind of see things, because light reflects from your eyes back to the object from a light source. And then your brain kind of is like, oh, there's a thing there, sort of thing. So it's the same kind of concept, as in a sense that we don't actually see in 3D, although we live in 3D. We see in 2D, which means that we see everything as flat, but our brains themselves obviously change it with light and with shadows and everything like that. So it appears that we see in 3D, but we don't. It's kind of a hard concept to understand, but if you get it, which is kind of difficult too, then freaking well done, buddy. Because it's tricky to understand that concept. So that's kind of dimensions. Now the other one I was talking about was the perspective of colour and how people see colour, which means that people see colour in a different way. Obviously, you're out, GG. Anyway, so yeah, people see colour in a different way. So, for example, I'm just going to run over here a sec for the example, pretty much. Now, so these leaves are green, right? So these leaves are green to me, these leaves are green to you. But how you see green is different to how I see green, or could be. It might not be, but it could be, because there's no actual way to tell. So this green here could be the same as that orange there. So this green I'm seeing here could be the same as that to you, but because you associate that colour over there, which is orange to me, as green, and I associate this colour, which is green to me, as green as well, then we don't know whether your colour green is exactly the same as my colour green, or whether your colour green is actually orange, or would be orange to me if I could see as you, but because you've called it green all your life and you associate it with the same things as green do, and because the grass is green, then it's normal to you, and you don't see the way I see, kind of thing. So for you, grass is green and that colour over there is green, but for me that colour over there is orange and grass is never orange. So that's that. So you could either see green like I see green, actually be green, or I think it's actually green and you think it's actually green and you see it the same way as me, or what I think's green could be your orange, for example. It could be any colour, but yet you still call my orange green, and you associate that orange as green, and you see that orange as green and all the objects that are orange as green, but yet you just call it green because that's what you can see, that's what you've always associated with and always linked it with, kind of thing. GG to you too, buddy, GG. So that's kind of those two concepts. I just freaking won the game, and I've pretty much said what I was going to talk about. So that's class. That's really class timing, buddy. Freaking timing. Now I could go on. There's like a crap load of other things, like so many other things I could talk about. But just for now, that's pretty much like them two topics, sort of thing. That's them two topics in the simplest forms. So yeah, pretty much. So if you actually understand that, you can get your head around it, because I know it's a bit tricky. It is a bit freaking tricky, buddy, but if you can understand it and get your head around it, leave a comment saying you can, and I'll reply to it, or leave a comment asking anything. Oh god, that's not actually him, by the way, it's just a thing. If you could see that, anyways, I don't know if you could. And I'll definitely reply to the comment, and you can leave a comment saying you can, or you don't, or whatever, and I'll do that. So if you've enjoyed the video, leave a like, because I like a like, and yeah, thanks for watching, leave a like, goodbye.